Hello. Okay. Hi. My name is Sebastian, and I'm from the Architorture. Uh, so I'm very happy to be here today. And I'm very happy to be here today. I want to thank you to Sana and Alvin and Gabriel and everyone that created this space for us to sort of exchange ideas and tips and all that. So I hope today we have a really kind of packed session with some portfolio tips that I've learned through my career. Maybe let me start with myself. Let me see if I can. This is the first time I actually show myself as the Architorture creator. So I'm gonna share to you where I'm from. I'm from Chile. I studied there architecture, and then I moved to England, and then England I did a research a little bit, and then Northern Ireland I was doing a little bit of research on the peace lines there in Belfast, and finally I moved to China where I'm now. In China, I'm working at Clue Architects. I've been here working for maybe 7 years, and I basically could say that I've developed my whole career because of my portfolio. So about the architecture, everything started in February 2020 in Beijing, and this happened. So we received the news of this new virus that basically a lot of cities were in lockdown and everyone had to be at home. And Beijing wasn't so strict like in Wuhan, but actually we were in our homes for at least 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and we didn't know what to do. So basically, I was bored and slash scared, and I didn't know if I had to leave China, if I had to come back to Chile, or what should I do? Just wait outside in Korea? I don't know. I didn't know. So I decided to stay because I thought it would be safe if I'm as long as in my house. And I decided to work on a project that I always had in mind, which was the architecture. So that's the beginning of the project. It started maybe a year ago, and now it's the first time that it actually is coming alive a little bit more. So in the architecture, we do portfolio reviews, and we basically specifically base our content in helping students achieve their professional goals and kind of fill the gap between the university world and kind of the first job. So that's basically the core of what we do. And today we're going to start with a portfolio review that we have here. And I created a little video with some sketches that I'm going to explain. So basically this portfolio, I can see already that is horizontal, and it was created as a book and not as an ebook. So basically these are two different things. And when you create a portfolio, you need to make sure that the cover is designed as a PDF. And also I can see the back cover here, and everything is a little bit unbalanced and it's very dark. Then we have the intro, the index. The index is a little bit messy. All the numbers are messy. We have a introduction, a CB introduction is very kind of weird and strange. And then we have some quotes. So the thing about this is that in this portfolio, still can't see any projects. So people that are checking portfolios, they get bored really quickly. I do. So you just basically skip. And now, finally, I see one project. This is a punk museum in London, and what I can see is very, very dark. The quality of the picture is not very good, and basically there is a little bit of decoration going on with some transitions. But the main concern is that it's pretty dark, and you want to have that in mind whenever you design a portfolio. Then we have another project, and then this is something that a lot of people do, is they put a lot of pictures on top of each other trying to explain something, trying to make the plan look more 3D. So there's a picture, there's a plan, there's text, and there's the title, plus there is some sort of Photoshop transition, text over the image, and then the text have different fonts, different colors, and we have a title, another second title, where the focus of this picture should be actually in the bridge. This page is a lot better. We have the plan, and we have a diagram. The picture is very clear. The intention is very clear. But actually, I should avoid this kind of transitions and decorations in general. That's a kind of a tip that I give you all. Just avoid decorations. Then the access to the park, I use some sort of font. Then I use another kind of font. And there is some, yeah, it's different in both pages. And there is some transparency diagrams in the back. I can see it, but I cannot see it. And the columns are almost the same, but not the same. They're a little bit different. And the information actually is a lot. And it looks very, very busy. Then we have a page that actually has more air and it's a lot more pleasant to see and to look at. But there is this rectangle here on the top that actually, I don't know what it is. Is it? I'm not clear if it's a mistake, but the models are very nice. Then we have another project, and it seems that the diagram is completely different. The layout is completely different. This should be to the right, and then we have another kinds of diagrams. We have another kinds of fonts, another kinds of colors. So it looks like someone just grabbed the board from the presentation and you just put it in the portfolio. So when we do this, we save time, but actually the portfolio doesn't look like a unique piece of content. Then we have another project, again, very different. There's a lot of things competing for attention. There's a lot of collage. I don't know where to look. And 1/8 of the page actually has the project, which is this model. And the next one we have, this is a lot better actually. This still has some decoration here in the middle, but actually it's very straightforward. It's 1, 2, 3, and it shows concept, some plans, some drawings, and then we have some renderings. And the Architorture, we don't really judge the project by itself. We just judge what you are doing with the work that you have. Here we have a picture of a model that is not very good, and then we have the title that could be in top. And then there's a page full of sketches. I think that they're very nice, but I will actually focus on some. Then another quote, and this I completely will delete. It's just, you don't need more pages. And then there is some art, which is okay, and it's always welcome and shows another side of you, but it has this stock image in the back and it has a lot of information. And I would recommend you to go and see some art galleries, how they display their work. Probably will be a white background. So this portfolio actually was a portfolio that I created in 2010 and 11. So it's my own portfolio. At that time, I was in second year and I thought it was great. I really liked it because I worked really hard actually on it. And I spent a lot of time doing and overlaying plans and working on the boards and everything. And so I thought putting boards from different projects was fine, but it's not fine. It looks very discontinuous. So basically, the portfolio is like an album, and you need to choose your tracks, and you need to choose the rhythm, and you need to choose the cover. You need to choose what message do you want to convey, and it has to be one piece of work. So this is what we will dive into. So I asked for help, and this basically just asking for help, I could say that possibly changed my career. I received some help from a designer that is actually from my university, and he was working already in China. And he has a studio that is very successful right now. He's super talented. He gave me really good advice. We went back and forth and he gave me not only portfolio advice, but actually career advice. And this was really useful for me. I worked 2 months. I learned PS from the scratch. I learned InDesign. Please, everyone that is watching this, just learn InDesign right now, because it's really, really good to compose magazines, portfolios, and all the kind of editorial work that you need to do. and also to do your boards. And it's a lot faster than Photoshop, I have to say. And then I created and improved the design. So basically, I deleted a lot of work that I thought is not good enough. I was thinking, I want to go to this international firm, but actually, my work doesn't look international or it's not professional enough. So then I was very critical with myself, and I decided to design the projects that I wanted to do in the future. So I spent 2 months creating, improving, learning, and then finally I came up with a portfolio that worked better, which is this. Now it's a lot more neat, it's a lot more simple. It still has some things that I don't like to this day, like these hatches, but I can see that it's a lot more neat. Oh, sorry. And then I have a CV page, and the CV page, there's a lot of things that I would like to address. I think it's important, first of all, because if you send a portfolio without a CV page, then the person needs to open 2 files. So it's good that you send it and you make it super brief. The people just want to know the basics about you, where you worked before, where you studied, what kind of software that you want to use. I will not recommend to use this kind of measurement that I use. I think it's a little bit arbitrary and subjective. Because why you are 5 in AutoCAD and 3 in 3D Max and 2 in Navisworks, like it's very arbitrary. So I would recommend not to do that. And instead, I will put something that is actually a fact, which are the years. So basically, 5 years of AutoCAD, 3 years of 3D Max, 2 years of InDesign, and then the people hiring you will have some sort of they will kind of know how much you know, instead of you judging that you're 5 in AutoCAD. And then we have the first page. So the first page here is good because it shows a full, bigger picture. So this actually grabs the attention in most portfolios. Bigger pictures are your kind of hero pictures. And the information that, sorry, I'll go back, quickly go back. Before. The information that I put in this box is actually quite important because it kind of shows not only very shortly what the project is about. I tried not to use a lot of text. First of all, because it's not my native language, so basically I didn't want to risk it to say something wrong. And second, I wanted to put things that were more professional. So I went to ArcDaily and I saw the way that they were presenting the projects. So basically, I put the type, the square meters, the location, the status, etc. And also I added the software that I used and what was my role. In this case, was a designer. And then we have a concept page. Again, I will delete the decoration right now. But actually, this cover page probably has something that is quite interesting. These 3 diagrams are what I think maybe helped me to get my internship, because the company that I applied to had very similar style of diagram. And basically, this was kind of key in the sense that they could see that I could be a fit in their company. Then this page is actually very neat, a lot more simple than before. The only thing that I may here is that the fonts are not the same size. Then again, bigger pictures. I will put this also as a bigger picture. And the renderings, try to delete the things that you don't need. So for instance, all the things on the left here you don't need. I will make this full. And then we have this other rendering that just quickly passed, but I'll go back because there is something actually important. You can see that the main difference between this rendering and that rendering is not only the space, but also how the staging of the rendering. So basically, in the other one, you could feel the atmosphere of the space. There is a cafeteria, there are people, it's busy, but here everything is empty. So I think there was a missed opportunity to add more life to the rendering and actually show how the space will be used, because actually architecture without people is just a shell. You need people, so then architecture could be complete, at least in my opinion. So I will put people going up the stairs, so then I can show that you go up to a mezzanine. I will put people entering into this reading box. I will put people sitting, maybe looking outside. So I will show somehow, I don't need to show everything, but I will show somehow the possibilities of the space. Then there is the other project that I kind of make bigger the models, because with this model, I just wanted to show my model making skills. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the black background. I will change that if I was today. Then we have the punk museum. I added some concept, and then I added a rendering. This is, I was really at the time, I was really proud of this rendering. I thought it was really cool, and this was a long time ago though. But because I spent tons of time fixing it. But actually, this render shows how the space and the project is. It shows that you have enclosed and open spaces, and then you have a vertical circulation, and also you have like a outside plaza. And the diagram on the side also supports this. So it's a good complement to the image. I will, the graphic design is a little bit with the hash, I will delete. Then there's this page that I'm not a big fan of, but actually it shows the interior and it shows some sort of what the spaces will look like. So I think is okay. Then we have a rendering. The only thing that I will change here is I will make it a little bit brighter. Usually renderings, if they tend to be too dark, they look a little bit lifeless. And if this is, in this case, this was a museum, it will have a lot more light. And then you had a rooftop where you can have rock concerts. And then I show paintings, but I show a lot less paintings, just a couple. I will still show them the same way. And at the end, I had the key is to have your information at the end. I think is, even though they have your email, it's a very kind of good way to let them know that I'm here and you can text me. So basically, the portfolio is a journey that everybody has at different times and is at different levels. So basically, in the Architorture, when we evaluate rendering portfolios, we don't compare them to each other. We ask you, I think that we really care about what you want to do and what are your goals and what are your plans, what are the kind of offices that you would like to join. So we do this so we have an idea of how to judge you better and how to help you better. Because if you want to work in some kind of residential studio, it makes no sense to have your portfolio looking like a landscape designer. So basically, we need you to focus and to create a strategy with your portfolio. I got the internship and I moved to China, and everything was new and exciting. And the left was one of my first weeks as an intern, and on the right, that's me a couple of months ago in the office sitting in a ball. I got the opportunity to design my thesis project from a university here in China, and it was really exciting. It's a project under the highway, and because of this project, actually got to be featured in the RIBA President Medals page. I didn't win, but I was a contestant from my country. Then I created Kid City. So Kid City is a workshop for kids, and we try to involve them in the city and try to get them to know what's around them. Then in this case, they have to actually create a forbidden city, and we basically show them a lot of projects and buildings from Beijing, and it was super fun to do this. We have done it a couple of times. And then I got the opportunity to design and create and build in my company some projects. So at Clue is a German German company, and we have offices in Shanghai and in Beijing, and we basically do commercial projects like this one. So also we do some interiors, and this is a project that is actually a shopping mall that has on top a roof that is a park that kind of gives back kind of 80% of the roof, the footprint back to the city, and all the facade is kind of climbable, so anyone can just access upstairs. So all these kind of projects and all these experiences are a lot of fun for me. I got the chance to talk to people, meet people, and be in conferences and all that, because a portfolio and a good advice has the chance and can actually change your life. Of course, there's a lot of things and factors. And you maybe gonna say, yeah, but I don't have the money, or yeah, but I didn't go to the best university, but yeah, I this, I that, I that, I that. So what I will say to that is that everyone starts from a different level, but everyone can get to the next level. You just need to work a little harder. And the architecture, we try to guide you specifically to your needs, and it's a personalized review. And what I want you to take away from here is more than kind of layout and graphic design tips, is to how to create a mindset to create your portfolio, and how to kind of understand that your portfolio is your piece of art, is your music album, is your book that you're going to put your stamp on, and you need to check how you present it to the world, how it's going to be seen, what do you want to say, and who are you as an architect. I think it's the first step to discovering who are you as a designer, and it's actually really interesting to kind of navigate that. And you don't need to know when you start, but you're going to find out, and you're going to discover, and you can kind of focus yourself and what you like and what you don't like. If you would like to review your portfolio, you can always check out our website. So basically, in the website, people are sending us some of their work, and we do some checklists. We give them personalized advice, and then we do some personalized reviews. We architorture them, and we try to be tough and fair. But actually, a lot of people, the people that get in touch with us, are people that are actually very super passionate about architecture. So the portfolios are always a lot of thought, and they are never like kind of not fun to review. I'm really happy to be able to help and give the tips to the people. We got portfolios from all kinds, so from all countries, so from South Africa, from America, from England, from China, from Spain, and from India. And what I can see now is that actually there is a huge difference between the goals of these people and also the work that the universities have. So somehow the architecture, I think, could be useful to, I really want a platform where people from Chile, people from China, people from India can have a look at works done in the best universities or in other places, and just have a general view of what the other people are doing, and have the chance to kind of review their work, have someone that can give them some sort of advice. Of course, my advice is only mine, so you're free to get advice somewhere else. But it's always good to have some sort of opinion of someone that already went through that. Especially me coming from Chile, that I never thought that I was gonna make it to here, to China, literally the other side of the world. But actually, when things were difficult and I didn't have any money to travel, I just sold all my paintings and I put them in kind of a Craigslist of Chile, and that's how I made money to come here. And I started doing models, and so I hustled my way up to be able to come here. And one of the first rules, I want to tell you a couple of rules. So basically, the first rule is the CCC. That means your portfolio must be clear, clean, and consistent. Clean and consistent means that basically try to add only what is good. So if you're not sure about something, just get rid of it. If it doesn't add on, just get rid of it. It's better to have something clean and simple, but strong, rather than have a lot of information that maybe was important for a studio session class, but actually for the person that was reviewing it is meaningless. So all this analysis that sometimes I see in the portfolios about like the river or the lake or the place, and they're very detailed, it's very difficult for me to kind of get to kind of really understand them, because they're first of all, they're very small, and second of all, there is a time limitation to each review. And very important, the consistency. So I think the consistency in the work allows me to think that you are somehow rational, and you care about the details, and you're detail oriented. So for example, if all the fonts are consistent, all the titles are in the same size, the borders, the margins, the edges, all this kind of so you use some kind of logic in your work that repeats, then I can already tell that you have some sort of consistency, and that you probably will work well, even though if your projects are not the greatest, or maybe your projects are the greatest and you don't have consistency. I think the how you choose a candidate changes, right? And changes if you are senior, if you're a junior, etc. Then reject the analysis paralysis. So if you have a portfolio right now, I advise, if you think it's okay, I advise you to send it. Don't wait, just send it. And in the meantime, you're gonna receive feedback, and then you can work and you're in another project. You can join a competition and create a project that is even better and improve your portfolio. You can review the portfolio with us and send it 3 months later to the same employer. And if the employer is actually smart enough and they see that you are keen on their firm, and they see that you are actually improving, and you are able to kind of surprise them, you probably are going to get a good response from them. So don't just don't do anything. Just start. Send your portfolio, send those emails, start working, and start fixing your portfolio step by step. Because actually, this is something that my boss and my current company, the director, told me, and it always stays with me, is that done is better than perfect. Because I was trying so hard to achieve perfection, and I actually, it's very difficult to achieve that. No one can achieve this. So is it good? Is what's better? Basically, it's better a portfolio that is taking 2 years or 3 years to develop like an amazing portfolio and just waste all that time, or just do a portfolio that is efficient, that is done and can do the job. You're never going to learn everything. You're never not going to know everything. So basically, you need to learn on the road, and it's better that you start and you start producing. Be really strategic. So this is in general, but be strategic in terms of time and your ability. So basically, if you are really bad at renderings or V-Ray, just don't do that. Do sketches or do collage, and do really good ones. Or if you're really bad at drawing plans, maybe that is a little bit of a problem, but there's you can take classes, and that's something that you can fix, and that you should fix. So also, if you want to apply for a star architect office, the advice that we'll give you is a lot more tough. So we're gonna put you to that standard, and we're gonna tell you, look, your portfolio is good enough, but it's not that level. You need to show more. You need to level up. But if you wanna, for example, apply to a program that is like a master's, or for example, your portfolio needs to be completely different and needs to be orientated to what you want. And the fifth tip is study and look for help. So don't get alone. Don't be don't be too kind of in your head. Just go out, ask people, ask for feedback, ask a teacher. You can ask us, and we will always be really happy to share any kind of knowledge or any kind of tip for you, and help you to improve. Someone did it for me, and that changed my life. So this is why I feel that it feels really good to be able to help other students like this. So, and the last one is, don't let the limitations stop you. So if you don't have the money, if you don't have the resources, if you don't have the computer, if you don't have anything, just try to make it work with the things that you have. You can do a portfolio literally sketching it, and that could be almost worth it. So don't think that because you don't have the latest software or the latest or the resources to travel or all this kind of stuff, you can't. Just find ways, hustle, try to sell something, try to do a side business, maybe work for a little bit, and then you can apply and change your life with the right portfolio, with the right set of mind, and with the right advice. So that's all for the portfolio tips. This is not really kind of a graphic design tutorial. It's more kind of I wanted to show the inspiration behind it. I wanted to hopefully motivate you to kind of go for it and start working in your portfolio, and see your portfolio like your little baby, like your music, like your CD, like your album, like your piece of work, because it is. And thank you very much. If you have any questions, just get in touch with us. My name is Seb, and the Architorture is online everywhere. And YouTube, we are going to upload a lot of things in YouTube now. We have the website with the reviews that are going to go weekly every Tuesday, and you can always reach us in the DMs. So I really thank everyone that sent their portfolios so far. It's been a learning experience, not only for, for me, because I've got to see so many different realities, and that's actually kind of exciting and difficult, but it's exciting. So, and now I think we're open for the Q&A. How do you decide what to include or exclude in your portfolio from a group project? For example, if you didn't do the renders, but they are obviously very informative to the project you designed. Okay, this is actually a good question. And the project, and when you design and when you work in an office, for example, and you have there is a building, and the building, a lot of people worked, right? But you show in your portfolio the entire building. It's important to be honest and just say, and I think employees really value this, especially when you're young, what you did and what you didn't do. I've had cases that people come with, they're really young people, and they come with their portfolios, and it's like, I designed this skyscraper, and you see the portfolio skyscraper. It's like, but you were intern there. You know, what were you doing? Probably not the entire thing. So basically, you need to be really honest with the work that you did. Just put the good part. If it's a group project, and if everyone was at the same level, just share the recognition. It was a teamwork. You don't need to say this render I didn't do. Just share the work, because it was a team effort. Just maybe say it was a group work. You don't need to say specifically this was that. That, I hope that answers the question. Would you say that portfolio is most likely the way to land you a job? Grades from school matter as well? Absolutely not. I don't think. I think grades. Look, in university I had good grades, but all the projects at university didn't land me the job, because it wasn't just good enough. It was all the projects that I did were kind of learning experience, and then my experience was complete at the end. So everything that I did in the beginning wasn't good enough. So I had to kind of redo everything. So if you had a really good grade in the first year in one project, that doesn't mean that project is portfolio worthy. Maybe you need to really look at it, kind of, and be really objective. Is it good? Is it something that someone will be interested? If you have doubts, you don't need to include it. You can work on it. You can work on something else. If you have time, that maybe some of you have right now, is a great time to learn skills and actually maybe join a competition with a friend. You don't need to do it alone. You can do it with a friend, and you can create the kind of projects that your companies that you want to apply for are doing. So basically, just be right now the kind of architect that you want to be in the future. Yeah, I agree. I don't think the grades matter that much. Nobody is going to ask you if you had good grades or bad grades. People, I think in general, that's just not the way that the skills of an architect are measured. So, for instance, I am and I was really bad at math, and I struggled so much with that, and it was really a pain. And no one cares about that now, because I chose to go forward in a design path, which is what I liked. So if you are good at history, if you're good at theory, if you're good at design, and you're not good at other things, just do what you want. Just choose your path, and be really clear that that's what you want to do. You don't have to settle, especially when you're really young. You don't have anything to lose. Just be really stubborn and what you like and what you want, and just set goals that are achievable, small goals that are achievable, and say like, okay, in 3 months I want to finish my portfolio. Then the next month I'm going to send it to 100 offices. Then I'm going to print it and I'm going to send it again. And if it doesn't work, I get feedback and I do it again. And I want to try that maybe for 6 months. It's a full-time job, but if that's your dream, there's nothing that's stopping you from sending every day 10 portfolios, and just being really dedicated with it. Okay, the next one. Can I tell you a secret? I also thought this. I started studying when I left university. I started studying Grasshopper, and I'm really bad at math. So basically, that doesn't work for me so much. Um, and I was good at Photoshop, but rendering always took a long time, and I didn't, and I wasn't really good at it. The truth is that now in the company, in most companies, I will say the majority of the companies that are kind of have like a high profile, they use people that render for them. They are not using students. If you're actually, and if you land a job, they're gonna, if they tell you that, at least in our practice, we see the abilities of the person. For instance, if this person is really good at drawing and drafting is very neat, then we will actually focus on that and try to make that even better if they don't like to do renderings and stuff. But if someone is really good at Photoshop, we're gonna use those abilities and the project's favor, and we're gonna actually make the people develop more in that way. So the same thing, if you have kind of design capacities, you are gonna be pushed to design more. If you have management capacities or client relation capacities, you're gonna be pushed more. So basically, there is a lot of things that you can do inside the office, and actually, don't be afraid to fail in an internship. It's very unlikely that you fail. You just need to have you just need to work hard, and you're going to be good. And if you fail, that's part of the process. That's why you have an internship. And that means that you're learning. So don't be afraid that it's going to be difficult. Don't be afraid that you're going to have to work a lot. Just go and try to learn. I'm sure the times when I've learned the most is basically when I put myself in difficult situations. Like right now, I've never spoken to camera before. But actually is fine. Yeah, you're rock rock. That's absolutely fine. Just go to your website, check the other reviews that we're gonna do, send your portfolio, let me know more about you, and I'm happy to help and to share your work also with other people, so that everyone can learn from everyone. That's the idea. Yes. So right now, we are working absolutely for free. We won't guarantee that every single portfolio will be reviewed for free, but we in our Instagram we will add a giveaway, and we will put a code of MADCon. So basically, if you have the code, you will get it for free. You need to click. You need to click on the website. Sorry, in the email us here, and then it will direct you to the email. If not, I will. You can write me on the DMs, and I'll send you the email. Also, I think the email is also in the Instagram page. Yes, so basically, I think that every project that you add needs to serve a purpose. So some projects are to show your design capacity. Some projects are to basically show that you are a very good drafter. So choose the projects that are very good, that your key projects, and put them at the beginning. I wouldn't recommend to put the best projects at the back, because you don't know if that person is going to get that further back. It's always good to end that nicely with a good project, but I would recommend to put all the good work first and more professional work first, so people have a better understanding. Then the more creative work in the middle. Try to really, it depends. There's no like there's now a lot of offices kind of ask for, send me your portfolio, and it has to be 5 megabytes. So basically, you need to decide, okay, I want to send 20 projects, and it's going to look really pixelated, or I'm going to send maybe 10 projects or 8 projects, and they're going to look really nice and crystal sharp. You can also add kind of a summary of your work. So maybe if you want to show that you have done many projects, you can add a page that just have one picture and explains very simply. Basically, for internships especially, what you want to see is you want to you wanna, at least what I look for is I wanna have like sort of sense of the design ability of the person, and also I wanna see some sort of maturity, and to see that that person cares and is responsible. And I always look for consistency. And that tells me basically if you're organized or not organized. Yes. So, and that's a real problem, because you don't know. No one knows when you're in second year. I also have this. I thought my portfolio was great because I had good grades, but the good grade in the first year doesn't mean that that project is actually portfolio worthy. So what I don't know if you need to do the portfolio right now, but what I will do is document what you have, especially the sketches. The sketches are really important to kind of um, sketches, models, and all this kind of stuff. Even if you don't use it in your portfolio, at least you're not gonna end your year and not have anything. Just now take pictures, scan, document as much as you can. And if you have any doubts, you can reach us out and just we can quickly say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And just look what I did when I was doing my portfolio also is I was looking at the Harvard portfolios, and I was looking what they were doing, and I realized they were actually very simple. Also Bartlett, very, very simple and very graphic. But the thing is that you don't have to be like that. You don't have to, don't think that you need to be the parametric guy because everyone is doing the parametric. You don't think you need to be collage person because everyone's doing collage. You just need to be you, and you need to be like a good version of you, and that will work. Just you need to make it good. You just need to put the effort. Yes, so this is actually very interesting because I received a portfolio from Gulte, and it had a lot. I can see that she has a lot of interests. She does some costumes, she does some movies, and it's very interesting. And I can see that she has is a multi-talented person, but she wanted to apply. She already got a job, so that's great. Uh, but basically, the advice that I would have given her is if you want to apply for a landscape design company, which was our case, I will just try to narrow down that and just put very few of the things that are extra, and only put them if they are good. One tip, if you're going to put photography, just make sure that your photography is not touristy. It doesn't look like a trip to the beach kind of uh, pictures. Just make sure that it looks somehow professional, and you don't have to put a lot. You have to put a little. You can just select the very, very best, and you will be good to go. Yeah, absolutely. You can do. You can add. Yes, yes, absolutely. You can put things that are not necessarily architecture. If you do some sort of for example, if you run a page like Architorture, or if you run a blog about architecture, that's really useful. And for example, if you wanted to apply to Art Daily, probably they will be interested in people like this. So don't think that like one is one cookie cutter for everyone. It's not. It's not. And you can definitely add variety to your portfolio. Just make sure that your portfolio, you don't add things that could play against you. Just make sure that you choose the best. And you are very, very, and you stand back, maybe you leave your portfolio there for a couple of days or a week, and then you come back, you put it on, you print it, you put it on the wall, and just say like, okay, is this actually attractive? Do I have a hero pictures? Do I have like, what maybe you can name, what are the three pictures or the three pages that are the strongest, and just mark them. And then what are the three pages that are the weakest? And then you can ask yourself, can I delete the weakest? And you maybe say, yes, I can delete them. So then fine, just delete them. And your portfolio, instead of 15 pages, will have, I don't know, 10, but it will be 10 good pages. And that's actually, if you see a portfolio that's short and have only good projects, it's better than a portfolio that has 50 projects and maybe two are good. And architecture, a lot of synthesis. I will I will advise you to really follow, if you're going to use color, I love color, but it seems that a lot of architects don't like it, and they like very simple black and white things. Um, just make sure that you choose a palette that works, and I would really advise you to follow some graphic editorial designers, graphic designers that work in editorial work. Um, if you DM them, I can send you the Instagram links, and so you can go and follow them, and then you can see how they work with graphic design and how they will deal with color. And in general, try to stick to a tone or like a mood. Don't go all over the place. And if you want to go colorful, you can go colorful. There's a lot of practices that do that, like MARDB does that. So why not? Why you can't do it? Just you need to make sure if you do it, you do it right. Okay, thank you, Alvin, and thank you, Sana, and everyone that joined here. I had a really good time, and I had a lot of fun, and I hope to see you in the Architorture. So just go and check us out. Uh, Check our website, check our Instagram and our YouTube, and just any questions that you have, I'm more than happy to answer. And any suggestions, they're always welcome. So that's it. Bye bye.